नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य सदारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Radhe, Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Radhe, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Ita Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Ita Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Ita Hari Bol, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Tapo Prabhupada, Hari Bol. Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Lalada Lada Daine, Lalada Lada Daine, Hiranyakasi Purvakaha, Silatanka Nakalaye, Silatanka Nakalaye, Ito Narsima Parato Narsima, Ito Narsima Parato Narsima, Yato Yami Tato Narsima, Yato कमल बरे नाखाम अद्भुत हिरण्यकशिपो तन भृंगा जय जगदेता नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तपकर कमल बरे अद्भुत हिरण्यकशिपो तन भृंगा जय जगदेता नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय। भक्ति श्रवण प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। देवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रराजकाचार्य स्तोत्र शतश्री श्रीमद देसी भक्ति वेदांत संस्कृत की जय। देवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रराजकाचार्य स्तोत्र शतश्री श्रीमद शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत श्री ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। नमाचार्य हरदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगमय यमुनमाई की जय। भक्ति तुलसी महारानी की जय। स्वामी भक्तवृंद की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल। All Hare Krishna Murli Hare Krishna. All Hare Krishna Murli Hare Krishna. All Hare Krishna Murli Hare Krishna. All Hare All Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Prabhupada की जय। ओम विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचार निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पाश्चात्य देशतार में जय राधा माधवा कुंजा विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंजा विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरदारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरदारी यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजना यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरदारी यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंजा विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरदारी यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी राधा माधवा कुंजा विहारी राधा Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Bol Premanande Hare Bol Om Tat Sat. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse number 71. Chapter 18, title Perfection of Renunciation, verse number 71. Thank you very much for joining. Chapter 18, the Perfection of Renunciation, verse number 71. Yeah. Please chant, repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Chapter 18, verse number 71. Shraddhavan Anasuyascha Shrunuyadapi yo naraha Soapi mukta subalokan Prapnuyat punyakarmanam. Shraddhavan anasuyascha shrunuyadapi yo naraha soapi mukta subalokan prapnuyat punyakarmanam. Shraddhavan anasuyascha shrunuyadapi yo naraha soapi mukta subalokan prapnuyat punyakarmanam. Word to word translation. 18 chapters, verse number 71. Shraddhavan, faithful. Anasuya, not envious. Cha, and. Shruniyat, does hear. Api, certainly. Ya, who. Naraha, a man. Sa, he. Api, also. Mukta, being liberated. Subhan, the auspicious. Lokan, planets. Prapnuyat, he attains. Punya karmanam, of the pious. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwell. Please repeat the translation. And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwell. So, we'll try to understand the next 72 and 73 are connected. So, we'll just do this one verse. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangum Langete Girim Yatkrupatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Denatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Swaram Hari Om Tat Sat. So here Krishna is speaking to Arjuna and important words are used. First one is Shraddhavan Anasuyascha Sruniyad Apiyo Naraha. So Shraddhavan, that is the first one, then Anasuyascha, two things, and then Cha and Sruniyat, that is the third one. Then what will happen? The Yo Naraha, the person who has the faith, who is faithful, and Anasuya, not envious. Asuya means envious, Anasuya means not envious. Sruniyat, one does hear, then what will happen? Mukta means liberation. To where? Subal Lokan, auspicious planets. Prapniyat, what will obtain? You will obtain auspicious planet because of, and where? These are what kind of auspicious planets? The planets where the pious people reside. And then in the purport, Prabhupada explains in detail. The translation is, one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planet where the pious dwell. So we should understand each one. The first one is Shraddha, faith. So what this faith is now. So let's come just with a simple understanding. So the faith, if you take a look at when we get onto the train, when we get onto the car, when we get onto the plane or a ship, so we all have a great faith. Or for that matter, when we are child, when we are grown up, also we went to the college, we went to the schools, so we have a faith in the teacher. Otherwise, no point in going. If we don't have faith in schools, faith in the teachers, we cannot learn anything. Same as, so that we have a strong faith. So in the, if we get on the plane or if we get on the ship, if we get on the train, that we are going to reach the destination. That means when you go to a teacher and you are going to school, you have faith that you are going to pass, you are going to learn that grade, that particular subjects, and then you are going to pass the final exam. That is the faith which we go in the beginning. But and the same thing with this a train or car or a ship. So that means we have a strong faith. That's why we take tickets and then we reserve and then we very happily go. We know the destination. But the problem we have, why we are so fearful, especially being the Corona. So let's chant, because Corona situation right now. So let's chant one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra to protect, 3 times, to protect all the living entities, especially the devotees first, and those who are running on the front line, and the doctors and nurses and everybody else, so that we will be safely come back to the normalcy soon by Lord's mercy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So here, discussing about the faith. So we remember, we have that strong faith in this the aeroplane or the train or the car, and even the teacher in our schools. So that's why when we go, we know that we are going to get onto the destination, very safely, and we are going to get on to the next grade. We are going to pass the exam, pass that grade, and move on to the next grade, whether the elementary school or middle school or high school or the college or the postgraduate, whatever the study we are in. So that is understanding. The problem we have in this life, in these kind of situations, whether it's corona or whatever, in the very difficult situations, so we are fearful because we don't know the situation. Especially the death is very much fearful for everyone, for most of the people in this material world, because we don't know the destination where we are going to go. After when we leave this body, where we are going to go, that we don't know the destination. So we don't have faith. First of all, we don't know where we are going to go, and then we don't have faith. And so in the scriptures, we don't know where we are going to go, what is our relationship, where we will end up, what exactly is going to happen with this body and the soul. So all these things are not known to us. So that is the fundamental problem. So that's why here Krishna is assuring. So this is actually from this verse already Bhagavad Gita is done, 18th chapter till 70th verse, 71 onward it's like more of a concluding. This verse specifically kind of a Falasruti. So because it's in 68 or 66, hold on, where he was mentioning Na Atapaskaya, 67. In 67th verse, Krishna is mentioning Na Atapaskaya, Na Abhaktaya, Na Susrushave. So Mam Abhyasuyati, one who is envious, one who is not a devotee, one who doesn't perform austerity, one who doesn't serve, so then he will not be able to, he is envious of the Lord, he will not be able to, never be able to understand him, never be able to attain Krishna, never be able to enter into the spiritual world. That is the condition. And he shouldn't speak to those envious people. That's what is mentioned now, because now Arjuna may have a question and others may have a question. What happens to those who doesn't have a strong faith, but who again at the same time those who are not envious? Then what will happen to those people in between? So that's why this verse is spoken. Krishna, without Arjuna asking, Krishna could understand this question is going to come up. Then that is answering here that now that faith. So the Shraddhavan, first one is using Shraddha, one who has a faith. So this Shraddha faith is explained as we are discussing. We all have faith in the government rules, in our company, in our manager, in our CEO, all this, in our family, kids and wife, they have faith, certain people. Same way, so here this faith is nothing but, especially here Krishna is talking about the faith on the scripture, faith on God, faith on Krishna. This is actually in the beginning itself it is mentioned. In the Shastra it is mentioned the first step in God realization, the first step in love of God is to have a faith. Adho Shraddha. As a practitioner, as we discussed before, Adho Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sango, Tata Bhajana Kriya, Tata Anishta, Tata Ruchi, Tata Asakti, Tata Bhava, Tata Bhava, and Tata Krishna Prema. So these are the step-by-step process. First step is the Adho Shraddha. First one must have a faith. That faith is also discussed in detail. So three kinds of faith. One is in the mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Somebody have a little faith, medium faith, and strong faith. Especially here the faith which is talked about at least may not be very strong faith. The strong faith means it is mentioned as Shraddha Siddhe Vishwasa Sudruda Nischay Krishna Bhakti Sarva Karma Kruta Hoy. So that means this faith means very strong determination and faith that Krishna is going to protect me. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am his servant, I am his part and parcel, as explained before in the Bhagavad Gita, in the before chapter, Mamai Vamso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So in so many ways, Aham Adrihi Devanam. So in so many ways, Krishna is mentioning different verses. So I'm the part and parcel, Aham Bija Pradhapita, I'm the seed giving father. In so many ways Krishna is explaining, giving that assurance. But so that's why not everybody has strong, but minimum at least there should be a theoretical faith. In the introduction of Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna is mentioning. In the 9th chapter, if you look at that also we should consider. What will happen who doesn't have faith? Same thing is explained there also. So, Asraddha Dhana Purusha, one who doesn't have faith at all, completely zero faith in Krishna or the scripture. Even though they may read Bhagavad Gita, even though they may somebody may give Bhagavad Gita, he doesn't have faith. He may read, but still he will not be able to understand, not be able to progress, not be able to transform himself. He will never be able to understand, because Krishna is mentioning that Asraddha Dhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantava Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartamani. Aprapya means here Prapnuyat, it is mentioned obtain. Aprapnuyat means he will not obtain. Asraddha, one who doesn't have faith, Asraddha. Asraddha means faith, it is mentioned here in the 9.3. Asraddha means one who doesn't have faith. Asraddha Dhana Purusha. The living entity who doesn't have a faith in Asraddha Dhana Purusha. Dharmasyasya, that religion, the Dharma means Bhagavad Dharma. Understanding the relationship between the living entity as Satchit Ananda Vigraha, that means where the conscious living entity who is full of eternality, full of consciousness, full of knowledge and full of bliss, happiness. This is our original Swarupa, Satchitam. Currently we are conditioned, we have taken temporary body, so Satchitam, but our original position is that. So, but understanding who we are not this body, we are the spirit soul, and understanding who is Supreme Lord is also Satchidananda Vigraha, but he never becomes conditioned like us. He is always eternal, he is always full of happiness. When he appears in this world, also material world, he will take a spiritual body, spiritual form, spiritual mind, spiritual intelligence, spiritual senses, everything is spiritual, nothing material about it, even though he may be appearing in the womb of another person. But like Devaki and Vasudev, Nanda and Yashoda, or so many other incarnations of Krishna appears to perform various pastimes. But he always have a spiritual form, spiritual body, never had a material form like us. We don't have, currently we have this material body. So that's why so Krishna is explaining Asraddha Dhana Purusha Dharma. That Dharma means Dharmasyasya Parantava. One who doesn't have that faith, that relationship, the faith in that relationship between God and the living entity, Jiva and Paramatma, that faith is not there, then automatically you have to enter this cycle of birth, death, old age, disease. Dharma Sasya Parandam Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartamani. You will not be able to attain that path where there is no birth, death, old age, disease. You will have to go through again, take another species of life. It may be human birth or may not be human birth, depending on what kind of faith. In one place in Padma Purana, it is also mentioned that the living entities are coming. So that's why Darwin also didn't come up with his own. He also, all of these people, many of the scientists also grabbed this kind of knowledge, not from the bona fide sources, somehow with the research from the Vedic knowledge only. Otherwise they don't have a clue how things are happening. So there in Padma Purana also in one place it is mentioned that mode of goodness, the human being is coming, if it is the mode of goodness is coming from a cow, next life. Mode of passion means is coming from a lion. The mode of ignorance means is coming from a monkey. So in this way the faith, so the what kind of mode he is operating in. So that's why I mentioned what living entities are, where we are going to go and what kind of position we are taking, what kind of species we are taking, whether human birth or animal species or bird species or aquatic species, insect species. That is all depending on our karma in the past life and right now. If what we are going to attain in the next life after giving up this body, it depends on what karma, what kind of activities we perform. So that's why it is mentioned in the 13th chapter. So Karanam Guna Sangasya Sad Asad Janma Yonishu, because it is mentioned Punya Karmanam. The whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to understand what exactly this karma means. Punya karma, pious credits means people understand in so many different ways that we will go through indeed, because Prabhupada also mentioned it is significant. Punya karmanam is very significant. This faith, enviousness, these are significant, and all punya karmanam. When we understand it, then we know. Then we will be able to, if you practice it, then it's very easy to develop relationship with Krishna, and will be easy to transform ourselves and progress and get ultimate happiness, supreme happiness even within this body, within this earthly planet, within Kali Yuga also. So it is up to up to us. Choice is ours to understand this. So that's why it is mentioned here. Yeah, the faith, the punya karma. So the punya karma means the pious credits. There are three types of credits. The credits which are based on the with a fruitive mentality. That means we are expecting something in return. We want to go to higher planet. We want to enjoy the results. We want to get something in return. We want to enjoy. Like these pious credits are coming under karma unmukha sukruti, are also called as bhoga unmukha sukruti. That means living entities wants to enjoy, icha, desire to enjoy for themselves, but desire to enjoy the results of it. So that means opening hospitals, or feeding the poor people, or giving education to someone. All these are coming under ordinary pious credit. What will happen because of that? Urdhvam gacchanti sattvastha. Because these are mode of goodness activities. They are performing. Yes, it must be performed. Shastra is clearly telling. Tapa, austerity, sacrifices, yoga, all these things must be performed. Yajnadana tapakriya natyajam. Yajnadana pavanani manishina. One must not give. Doesn't matter whether Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, or Brahmachari, or Grihastha, or Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. Nobody should give up these charity, austerity, penance, and sacrifices. Rather, it purifies the living entity. But for these different ashrams, there is a different type. What kind of and how to do and what are the rules? These are different, but these main categories are same. Everybody must perform. So that way they get purified. The consciousness gets transformed. That is the idea, especially for human being, not for so much about all other species of life. Human being only this is required, because we have intelligence. We must utilize it. So when you perform this bhoga unmukha sukruti with the expectation something in return, good activity only, mode of goodness. What is the result of that? Then they will go to the urdhvam gacchanti sattvastha. Because of mode of goodness, they are expecting something in return. They will go to the higher planets. That means we are currently earthly planet. So then one who is engaged in passion activities, urdhvam gacchanti sattvastha. What is it? Madhya gachanti rajasa. Yeah, madhya gachanti rajasa. Madhya means we are on the middle planet, earthly planet. It's called bhuloka. When you have Gayatri mantra, you have Bhur, Bhuvar, Swar. These three. When they say these three mantra, three words, three literals, they use, it means all 14 planetary systems. They are represented Bhur, Bhuvar, Swar. This Bhu means including the below 6 or 7 planetary systems. That means all the way to Bhu, Atala, Patala, Rasatala, Mahitala, Talatala, Atala, Vitala, Sutala. So Patal and Rasatal is the last, and below that is the even further below that is the Garbhodaka ocean, and that's where Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is lying down in the ocean, and then his reclining position is there, and below that, even further below that, is Lord Anantadev, is holding on all these various universes as a mustard seed. It doesn't even have any weight on him. So that is the position of Anantasesh, who is carrying, expanding himself always. In all the temples you see the bell, the seat, all the paraphernalia of the Lord expands. Balram's expansions, they are called Anantasesh, expands into all these paraphernalia. Balram always wants to serve Krishna, but he expands in various ways. This Anantasesh is also expanding. He is holding all the universes. Like that, he is expanding also in all these paraphernalia, what we see in the temple to worship the Lord we use. Those are the 7 planets. So these are all coming under Bhu. Bhuvar means we are in the middle. The above Bhuloka is the Bhuvar planet. And then the Svargaloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka, Mahatloka, and then Satyaloka. In this way, 7 planetary, including Bhuloka, 7 planets, and then above, 7 and then above 7. Total 14 planetary system. Topmost planet is Satyaloka. Then here also it is mentioned Punya Karmanam, right? Yeah, we will discuss. There is one more aspect of where this pole star, Dhruva planet, and then Sisumara planet, this Kundalini Chakra they talk about. So those are all coming in the same higher planet. So that's why it is mentioned the Bhoga Unmoka Sukriti. That means when we engage in these kind of regular ordinary pious credits where we looking for the result, then we are going to go to the higher planets. It could be any of this Bhuva, Swargaloka, or Janaloka, Tapaloka, Maharloka, or Satyaloka. So any of these planetary system, within that there are again different planets, and the time also different. Like in earthly planet, our 6 months is like 1 day for heavenly planets. 1 day, you can imagine, and they live so long. And as you go up, it increases more. Like we are in the earthly planet is like a more. We have gross body and subtle body mix. As you go down, the gross body completely gross, no, less subtle, too much. And their mode of ignorance goes up more and more as you go down. As you go up, mode of goodness increases, go up and up, and as you go up high, Satyaloka, mode of goodness is very much prevalent. That's a high chance they will go directly after this Brahma's time is over. The Satyaloka, most other people will enter into the spiritual world. They will, because they are in the mode of goodness, there is a high chance to enter into the come to the Visuddha Sattva, pure goodness, because they are in that elevated stage. Anyway, so this is the Urdhva Gacchana. So that's how this planet is in, and the body is also more and more subtle it becomes as you go up to the higher planets, and more enjoyment, more and more facilities, more and more free will is even more. But here free will is, and as you go down, free will is even less. They will not have so much free will. So it's all about how much karma we have what pious credit we have. Accordingly, we are getting that enjoyment. So that's why it is mentioned Karanam Guna Sangasya Sad Asad Janma Yonishu. So we are getting the species of life, different species of life, different births, different families, different eyes, different hands, legs, beauty, all these things. How much bank balance, what kind of job we have, how much wealth, name, fame. All these are depending on what kind of balance we have. And according to the Karanam, the reason is Karanam Guna Sangasya. With what kind of mode we operate in the past life, accordingly we are getting that kind of particular body, particular family, particular place, particular country. All these, exactly. All these based on the karma only. Karanam, that Guna Sangasya. The main thing is the 3 modes of it, which mode we are operating on, accordingly. So, and based on our activities in that particular mode, accordingly we are going to receive particular body in a particular location. So then Urdhva Gacchana Sattva is one who is engaged in passion activities, then automatically that means a desire. So is explained in the divisions of faith. Mode of passion, one who is engaged in mode of passion activity, then is going to stay in the earthly planet. One who is engaged in Jaganna Gunavattana Adho Gacchanti Tamasa, then you will enter into the lower species of life, and then you will enter into the lower planetary systems. Atala, Vitala, Tala, Atala, Rasa, Atala, Mahitala, Patal. So that except where Patal Bali Maharaj is there, then for him it is not considered. We shouldn't consider him as a because he engaged in ignorance activities, that's why he entered. No, he surrendered himself, but because there are so many components are there, the karma is intricate. So that's why Bali Maharaj, because he couldn't give his 3 pieces of land. Before that, he conquered the whole world, and he conquered all the demons and not the demons, the demigods, and then he taken over everything. Then Lord wants to show his mercy and also punish him, and also because he is the descendant of Prahlad Maharaj. And so many other things are coming under that picture. So whatever karma he had, so he had to nullify all those things. But he has given his tremendous mercy by surrendering him. Bali Maharaj is going to go back. It's just time being. Only is there. And then Lord has taken a doorman. His Lord is right there. He can see the Lord, even though it is in the Patal. So that's why Lord is always protected. Nobody can do anything. And Bali Maharaj is not ordinary. Even Ravana goes to Bali Maharaj to ask something. That Bali Maharaj is that much powerful. Ravana is nothing in front of Bali Maharaj. But he is completely protected by Supreme Lord. He is happy there, even though in Patal, because Lord is there. That's the Vaikuntha. Wherever Lord is there, directly you could see he is protected. So Lord has given the assurance when he was punished like that, and then he will go back to Vaikuntha. He will go back to spiritual world once the time of Brahma is over. Before that, I think he is going to become Indra, or is going to take up some position. I forget what the next Manvantara or something, next Kalpa, next Manvantara. So that anyway, so that is lower planet. So adho gachanti, jaganna gunavurtise, one who is engaged in ignorance activities. That means not pious credit, but ignorance means all kinds of irreligious activities against the religious principle. So you don't utilize, you don't follow the rules. So then automatically, then that is coming under ignorance. Too much tamas activities. Then so the punya karma, that is the one type of category of karma, the pious credit, ordinary pious, bhoga unmukha sukriti. Then it is explained that the next one is the moksha unmukha sukriti. That the first category is like a karma kanda. It is also because many people engage in this karma yoga, karma kanda. Again, karma yoga will be a little bit different than karma kanda. Karma yoga means again activities, engaging all the activities in Krishna service, trying to whatever activities, whatever we have, quality, whatever we know of, utilize it for Krishna service slowly, gradually. That is karma yoga. That's what Krishna is saying in chapter 3. But here karma kanda means you have desire, you want to not so much to really please Krishna, and neither you are looking for, you are expecting a return, you want to enjoy. So that's why Krishna is yanti devaratam devan pitron yanti pitrvrata bhutani yanti bhuteja madhyadi jinopimam. One who is worshipping the demigods wants to go to the higher planets, you want to enjoy the results of it, then they will go there because that's what they are worshipping, that's what they want to go, so that's where they will go, whether Indra, Chandra, Varuna, so like that, Raj, so many planets are there and they will go to that particular, and Pitron, if they worship the Pitris, forefathers, then they will go to forefather planet, that's also there below, around Patal, near that area, there is Pitri planets, forefathers planets, and the hellish planets also there only, so that is Yanti devratam devan pitruni yanti pitratam bhutani yanti pujo. There is also ghosts, and some people ask, do you believe in ghosts and these hobgoblins and the subtle bodies? So it doesn't have actual gross body. Yes, Krishna is mentioning here because those who are in ignorance, they worship these. In India I have seen so worshipping different tantrics and different people worship this kind of, because they don't have the understanding, proper knowledge, proper understanding what they can do in mode of ignorance. Sometimes people take up these kind of things. Then they go to that because these living entities, those especially why they take up that body, they especially people are engaged in suicide activities. Then when they give up abruptly the body, then they have to take up. It's a human being doing suicide is a big no, actually big sinful activity. They will have to suffer for some time, especially taking up these kind of bodies, bhutas, pretas, pisachas. Those are subtle bodies. That's what they have to take up. So that's what then between Bhu and Bhovar Loka, there is outer space. So that's where these also there's a antariksha is there, and also these bhutas, pretas, pisachas. It is explained in I think 5th canto or somewhere in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Exactly this planetary system where they all reside. So it's not that it is like some people believe, some people know. It is not a question of belief. It is there. They are also considered in this 8.4 million species. These bhutas, pretas, pisachas are also there. They are also living entities. That is the type of body they are getting based on the karma they have performed. Then they are getting the reaction. That's what they are taking up and entering into certain location. So that is the this is the ordinary karma, ordinary pious credits, and based on the scriptural injunctions, one who is performing. Then the moksha unmukha sukriti coming under gnana yoga. One who is performing, especially the one who is trying to merge into Brahman effulgence. So by performing this gnana yoga, then they are Ashtanga yoga. So one who is want to really merge, then Brahman effulgence, Paravyoma or Virajarivar, whatever you call, different names, Jyoti, light, whatever, people give so many different names to it, but it's ultimately the same thing. One who is performing Jnana Yoga, that is called Moksha Unmukha Sukriti. So that's where they are going to attain ultimately. But again, from there also they have to fall down. So that's why this one who doesn't have faith in the personality of Godhead, the personal form of the Lord, one who is not performing the actual path of devotion, the Bhagavad Dharma, that's what Dharmasyasya Parantapa means. then he has to come back, because fruitive activities, as we explained, you will go to higher planet. When your bank balance is done, then you have to go up. Just like you go on aeroplane, you fill up the fuel. How long you are going to be there? Once the fuel is over, then you have to come down. Aeroplane, you have to get down. Same way, so your bank balance, as you take up this bank balance of all your pious credit, then you go higher planet to enjoy for many thousands of years, and then once that is over, then again you take up again earthly planet or lower species. How you utilized it, even in the Swarga, heavenly planet, higher planet also, you can utilize it in wrong way. Like in some cases Indra has done, other demigods has done, somehow they entered into wrong activities. Then they have to, because the enjoyment is more. If you are not careful, then there could be scenarios. So that's so that could happen too. So it's all depending on how you use your free will and your bank balance. Then accordingly, then you have to take up another species of life. Definitely that once that is over, definitely your bank balance is becoming zero. But what kind of body is depends on what kind of, how did you use that balance. Even though that is your balance, your enjoyment, but how you utilize it, accordingly you will get the destination body. That's what it matters. Anyway, so that is the moksha, that is the karma unmukha sukriti, then bhoga unmukha sukriti, then moksha unmukha sukriti is jnana, then that is again, these all still birth, death, old age, this is still this material world, this brahmana, this material brahmana only still. The jnana means Brahman effulgence, which is between the viraja, between the material and spiritual world. Out of these 14 planetary systems, there is a 7 covering, this earth, water, fire, air, ether, 5, and the mind, intelligence, ego. There is the 8 coverings are there. Once you cross over, then there is this Paravayoma, this Brahman effulgence, the Virajareva, this is there. So the living, those who are performing Gnana Yoga, those who are trying to get liberation, Sahijya Mukti, even those who are envious, like we have seen, those who are envious, like the Kamsa, Jarasandha, all this, we have seen Yudhishthira Maharaj asking, hey, what did happen here? Jarasandha was killed, or Shishupala was killed. How did this light going and entering into Krishna? So Krishna is very merciful, because in front of his eyes he has merged. And so even though those who are envious, they perform. So because if they are died in front of Krishna, then they also get benefit. They get liberated. But what kind of liberation? They will get Sahijya Mukti. In this case, there is a different scenario is there in some of the cases, especially because when Jaya and Vijaya were cursed, so then they had to take 4 births because of that curse. Then so for that, and Lord wants to fight. There are multiple instances of karma in play. So that's why Lord also comes down to play, because in Vaikuntha there is no fighting like this. So Lord doesn't want to fight. So I have different rasas he exhibits. So just like drama, you have all these in movies and novels. All these various types of genres of types of drama, types of movie. Same way Lord also performs. All these rasas are there. But in material world it's a perverted reflection. But in spiritual world, everything, whatever Lord does, even if he fights, even if he chastises, even if he runs away from the war field, whatever he does, everything is transcendental. So nothing is material about it. So anyway, so that pastime, that's why all this Ravana, Kumbhakarna, that pastime is the curse of the Jaya, Vijaya. They have taken 4 births in 4 different ages that they appear. But in general, anybody who is dying in front of the Lord, then who has this envious mentality, thinking always constantly thinking of the Lord, envious, then they will enter into the Sahijya Mukti. Or some people, those who are in the Gnana Marga, Gnana Yoga, they want to merge into Brahmana. They think they want to worship this Nirakar form, impersonal form. Then they enter into Brahmana effulgence, but then again they fall down, because there is no rasa, there is no variety. That is called Nirbheda Brahmanusandhan. Nirbheda means there is no variety. Brahmanusandhan. They want to merge into the Brahman. But then they again, because there is no variety. Because how long you are going to stay in a dark room? Alone, you have been dropped in an ocean, island, nothing is there, nobody is there. How long you are going to be there? So you cannot live, because there is why people want to get married, why people want friends, why if you see, look at that and examine ourselves, then we can see, people want variety, people want different types of food, different types of dresses they want to wear, different types of car, different types of homes, all this. Everywhere there's a variety. No, it's not same thing every day you do. So we want variety, we want different. Rasas are there. So that's what it is, whether in this world or the spiritual. But in this world, it's all mixed with different modes, three modes, with a material nature, perverted reflection. But in spiritual world, those rasas are there, but it gives ultimate, unlimited happiness. Here, the same activity which will not give happiness, temporary, flickering happiness, we will get. That is the big difference. So the understand, moksha unmukha sukruti. It is mentioned. ये अन्ये अरिगंधाक्ष विमुक्तमान त्रयष्ट भावात् विमुक्तमान what is it they will fall down from even the Brahman effulgence. I forget the two lines that verse. One who is not, doesn't have taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Arvindaksha means lotus feet of Vimuktamana, who doesn't have faith, who doesn't have attachment to the personal form of the Lord, Prayashta Bhava, Avisuddha Buddhaya, impure consciousness. Then Anabju Jusmadam, they didn't have attained the shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, the personal form of the Lord, whether it's Krishna, Rama, or Vaikunteswara, Balaji, Narsinga, Vamana, Kurma, whatever, Madhava, so many incarnations are there in Vaikuntha, so many planets are there. So any kind of personality, Vishnu Tattva, they don't have the personal form of attachment, engage in bhakti, not the personal form of the yoga, then they'll enter here in this through moksha unmukha sukruti and to Brahmanapam, then they again come back to the material world. Then they open hospital, they do philanthropic activities. That's what we see in many of the those who are following the impersonal yoga, impersonal philosophy. And then that's what we see coming and opening different hospitals, performing some philanthropic work. They are yogis, sometimes they are renunciates, wearing saffron color, but they engage more in these activities because of this reason also. So that is, but ultimately here Krishna is talking about Bhagavad Dharma. Still this is material there because karma unmukha sukriti, moksha unmukha, still you are in the material world, you'll again and again coming back and taking birth. But we don't want to do that. Rather, we want to go to the eternal place where there is complete happiness. So that's why Krishna is mentioning one who is performing bhakti ummukha sukruti. So that's where the 64 items of devotional principles are coming into picture, where we are discussing this pradur bhavet karma. Practitioner must perform step by step. Adav shraddha, tadal sadhu sango. So this faith, so this punya karmanam, now we understand what is punya karmanam. Here it is mentioned, the one who is worshipping the Supreme Lord has a certain faith, not strongest faith, because that also I will explain, because here you will see in the purport, Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj in 7th chapter, if you study carefully, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, 4 kinds of people worship me. Chaturveda bhajante mam jana sukritano arjuna arto jignasu ardhardi gnani chabartam. One who is bhajante mam jana sukritano arjuna, sukruti. They are again, sukruti means pious credits. Kruti means one who is performing. Sukruti means one who is performing pious credits. And then dushkruti means one who is performing impious credits. That means irreligious. Again in the Shastra. So the Sukruti, especially here, one who is performing pious credit, but he has certain faith. These 4 kinds of people. What those 4 kinds? Sukruti, Artho. Artho means very much distressed. Jignasu. Inquisitive. Artho, Jignasu, Ardhardi. One who is distressed. Ardhardi means wealth. One who is looking for wealth. Artho, distressed. Artho, Jignasu, inquisitive. And then Ardhardi is Dhruva Maharaj. Jignasu, inquisitive is Saunakand, other rishis assembled in Naimisharanya, as we were discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, beginning. Saunakand, other rishis assembled in Naimisharanya asking questions. So they fall under this inquisitive category. Jignasu. Ardhardi is this Dhruva Maharaj. He wanted greatest wealth, much more wealth than his father Uttanapa, King Uttanapa. He couldn't sit on his father's lap. Because he was not born from the main queen, Suruchi. He was born from his step, one queen who is not really the main queen, so Suniti. So that because of that reason, his actual original queen, the main queen, didn't allow him to sit down on his father's lap, such a small thing, but she became so much envious and so much this thing. She doesn't want him to sit on his father's lap. She clearly told, either you worship Supreme Personality of Godhead and ask benediction, get a benediction that you'll be born from my womb, and then you will be able to sit and you will be able to become a king. Otherwise, there is no chance. So that way, then immediately becomes angry, and then he takes that word and then goes back to his mother. His mother is also very chaste. So then she also tells, yes, what she said is right, but don't inflict pain on her, don't inflict pain on anybody, don't think bad about her or anybody, rather think about it, what she said is right. Unfortunately, I am not in a good position, and definitely worship Supreme Lord. He can give anything and everything, whatever you ask, whatever you want, everything can be provided by Supreme Lord. He has the capacity. So then immediately he runs and goes and meets Narada Muni, and then ultimately he gets. So that's a Ardardi, worship Supreme Lord. But he is not a pure, but he is a one kind of devotee who has a faith. He has a faith, but he is not a strong faith. He is not like that Sudruda Nischay, that conviction, full, firm faith, and without any expecting anything in return. Pure. He is not in that pure devotee. Categories of devotee is not in that pure devotee yet. Then what will happen? Then there will be a slight difference. The result, what will happen, how they enter into the spiritual world is a little bit different. That's what we have to know. So that's why here it is mentioned Punya Karmanam, and they enter into the pious planets, pious credits, where the pious people dwell. That example Prabhupada explains in the last paragraph or so. They will enter like a Dhruva planet, pole star. See, this Dhruva planet is there in above, like Bhova, Swarga, and Janaloka, around that area. So that's why it's not like a straight row. It's not straightly just going up one above like that. It's a kind of a three-dimensional, I would say. So this around the Janaloka. But all these planetary systems are running to his point. Some are running on the left side, some are moving on the right side. All these Indra and so many Dharmaraj and so many of them, they are offering obeisances. They are offering their prayers, because Dhruva Lord is also situated in the Dhruva planet, is a pole star, and it doesn't get annihilated. Dhruva gets this because he is not a pure devotee yet. So that's why, first of all, see, if you look at the Pandavas, they are pure devotees. And they went into the Vaikuntha. They went through the planet, but they went into the Vaikuntha within the same body. So in some cases, for pure devotees, they directly go without expecting anything in return. They are aha itugi aprada. That means without any interruption, every day they are always loving Krishna, they are always worshipping the Lord, and they are always trying to glorifying the Lord and distributing His prema with all other living entities. They are not criticizing anyone, they are equal to all, they have equal vision to acknowledge each and every living entity. In that way, so they are going to directly enter into the spiritual, unless there is some curse or something is there, then they will have to take up another, they will have to enter into another planet, they have to finish up that karma, then they enter into spiritual world like that. But in most of the pure devotees, that they will go directly into the spiritual world. In this case, Dhruva Maharaj, because he had he still has this, because he has went with a certain desire. Even though when the Lord touched with his Gada, when he appeared in Garuda, touched Gada on his head, then Swamin Krutardo Varam Nayache, he said, no, I don't want. I was looking for broken piece of glass, now I don't want. I understood what is the real thing. I found the real thing. Then in front of that, what I was looking for, broken pieces of glass, this wealth is nothing. Because it's all going to be temporary, it's going to be finished one day, whether it's Uttanapada or greatest king, whoever it is. As the time passes, then it's going to go away. Nobody will even remember after thousands of years. So then what is the point of this? So then what he said, since you have come with the desire, then I am going to give you. Then that's why Lord has given, he has enjoyed for almost 30, 40, 50,000 years, or close to, many thousands of years enjoyed as a king. Even in the Atil planet as Dhruva Maharaj, he ruled for many years, and then he enjoyed a family life, and then he went into the Dhruva planet. Because he has given the position, greater position than Brahma. He wanted highest position. That's what he went after, Arthardhi, the wealth. But obviously he got also Paramartha, the transformation of the Lakshmi. That's why Lakshmi Devi has to be reside with Lord Narayan. Lakshmi Devi, people want Lakshmi, people want external energy, people want to enjoy this world. But whom this world, this energy belongs to? This energy belongs to the energetic. Energy is nothing but all this energy is nothing but the Durga Devi. So all this energy is supposed to be used in the service of the Supreme Lord. Durga Devi, all this energy, even including the money. That's why it is called Paramartha. Ardha. When it is used, rightly engaged in the Lord's service, then it becomes Paramartha. So Lakshmi Devi is always serving Narayan. So everybody wants money, but really, if somebody wants really the Lakshmi Devi, really want, then they must use, they can get the money, they must use in Lord's service, then they can get as many millions, billions of dollars, then that becomes really, Ardha also will be there, but also it becomes purified. Paramartha it becomes, otherwise it becomes the greatest attachment, it causes great stress and anxiety and so many effects it will bring. So that is the difference we have to see. So that Punya Karmanam, as we can see, that is the difference. Bhakti Unmukha Sukruti, they are performing, the Dhruva Maharaj performed because he performed Bhakti Yoga in 6 months based on the instruction of spiritual master Narada Muni. But because he has come with a desire, is not a pure intention, he wanted to get something in return. That is not the purest devotion. So that's why he went onto Dhruva planet. The Dhruva planet is around Janaloka. Then above that is so that the Dhruva Loka, everything gets annihilated. Like at that day of 1 day of Brahma. Brahma is almost Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Ahar Yad Brahmano Vidu. 1000 Yuga cycles is 1 day of Brahma. Same duration is 1 night of Brahma. Like that he lives 100 years. You can imagine. At the end of the day of Brahma, the 1000 Yuga cycles means Satya Yuga, the Kruta Yuga, Satya Yuga, then you have Treta Yuga, then Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. These 4 Yuga cycles. This goes on. And right now we are in Kali Yuga, just 5000 years past. You still have 4,27,000 years left. At the end of Kali Yuga, Kalki, Lord Vishnu in the form of Kalki appears. This is all mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, I think, general history, 12th canto. It is mentioned all these, who's going to appear at what time, major incidents already written down, what's going to happen in Kali Yuga, how it will look like. So properties, the qualification, the characteristics of Kali Yuga is already mentioned. Anyway, so that's the Dhruva planet is there, but at the end of day of Brahma, this 1000 Yuga cycles, this is 4 Yugas, like this 1000 Yuga cycles is 1 day of Brahma. When that 1 day of Brahma happens, then there is annihilation. All the below planetary system, including the 7 planets, everything gets annihilated. As you go up also, it gets almost like a Bhovar Loka, I think up to Swarga Loka, it gets annihilated. Then it gets again recreated. When the day of, again night, it will be in the limbo state. That means all these planetary systems will not be there, but the above planetary systems will be there, like Tapaloka, Maharloka, Satyaloka will be there, but these below planetary systems will not be there. All these living entities will be entering into the abdomen of Mahavishnu. So then the Sushupti, the Lord is in the Yoga Nidra, they will be in that sleepy, deep sleep state. Then again they will enter back when the day again starts Brahma, they will enter. Or they will enter into another, depending on what kind of karma, all those activities. But otherwise, this is the standard process. So that when the day of Brahma, this annihilation is happening, partial annihilation, it is not complete annihilation. Complete annihilation means when the whole lifetime of Brahma is over, that means 100 years of Brahma, trillions of years. That is a full annihilation. That whole universe gets annihilated. That whole bubble gets burst. So that it merges into it's inhaling and exhaling. Mahavishnu is exhaling, and then the bubbles are coming out. Then he will inhale. That Brahma's time is over means that whole universe is going back to again Mahavishnu. Yes, he can absorb, he can do anything. For our consciousness, we cannot somehow understand how it can happen, how he can swallow it. Because we cannot do it, we don't have the capacity, we are not able to digest that. But when we read and study, then slowly, gradually we will be able to develop that faith. Because we haven't received this knowledge, we haven't studied enough in a particular parampara and sampradaya, then it's very hard to digest. But as you hear, even if you don't understand, gradually you will be able to understand the subject very clearly. So then you will have a faith. It is something, it is not some some cooked up story. Actually, it has based on the facts, because it's based on the actual findings. So this is spoken directly by the Supreme Lord and the Mahajanas, the great devotees, great servants of the Supreme Lord. So that's why it's all facts, nothing. They don't have any reason to give false ideas or false information to us. Especially Vyasadeva is the one who is writing down, and Bhagavad Gita was, all these Bhagavad Gita also, Vyasadeva is written down for Kali Yuga people only. In between Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita is there. Krishna directly spoke. So this is Supreme Lord directly speaking, and then it is there. Anyway, so Dhruva planet doesn't get annihilated, and Dhruva planet also Lord Vishnu is there, because that's what he promised, because he is worshipped, he performed Bhakti Yoga. Since he is not performed the purest devotion, he expected something in return when he went and worshipped. So that's why he went, and so he got all the nicely enjoyed in the material world, and went on to the Dhruva planet, which doesn't get annihilated even at the partial annihilation. When the one day of Brahma is over, again second day starts, he is continuing, it doesn't get annihilated at all. And when the Brahma's lifetime is over, when the universe whole thing is getting annihilated, that time this Dhruva planet also gets annihilated, then he will go back to the spiritual world. So that is the actually, in this case, that's why Prabhupada is explaining, one who has a faith, three kinds of faith we are discussing. One who has a faith, even though initially he may not have faith, there are three kinds of faith again. People may come to the temple, so one who has a strong faith, yes, he will start worshipping, because how this faith will be developed, that also explained. Susrusho Sadadhanasya Vasudeva Kata Ruchi Syam Mahat Sevaya Vipra Punyatirtha Nishevana. We have to associate with devotees who has strong attachment to the Supreme Lord. In the association of devotees, we must hear. Susrusho means we should have that inclination and then associate. Shraddha with that whatever little faith we have. Vasudeva Kataruchi. Syan Mahatsevaya. That Mahatsevaya means the great devotees. As you associate with these great devotees, immediately, so immediately you will get that Bhakti Unmukha Sukruti. Even the moments of association, even the seconds, that much great benefit. That's why Ajnata Sukruti, that kind of Ajnata Sukruti, especially Bhakti Unmukha Sukruti, you get by the association. Labha Matra Sadhu Sangha hoy, Sarva Siddhi hoy. So you will get all kinds of benefits automatically by simply associating with these pure devotees. So that's why you can see the hunter became great devotee Valmiki by simply association of Narada Muni. So like that, so many examples in the whole Srimad Bhagavatam we can see by spiritual master, pure devotees of the Lord, how because of their mercy, moments of association, even Ambaresh Maharaj, also brother, he was so much envious and so much irreligious activities, and he doesn't want to listen, doesn't want to follow anything. Then he tells he was so much, he couldn't find what he can do. Ambaresh Maharaj was a great king, he was a bhakti yogi, but he couldn't he couldn't somehow change his brother. Then he tells Narada Muni, this is the situation. Then Narada Muni is so compassionate. That is another quality of great devotees, pure devotees. They are always equal to all, they are always trying to give the mercy. So he went and just give it moment. He doesn't even allow him to enter into his house. He is only at the door, at the gate of his house. He tells, then from the gate itself he tells, okay. He doesn't want to open, then he tells, okay. So just ask this question when you see, so just remember this question. What is the result of one moment of association of pure devotees? That is the question he asked. And then his time is up, then Yamaraj come, the Yamadutas come and takes his soul. And then when he goes to Yamaraj, then somehow or other, because Narada Muni is the one who has given the mercy, then by his mercy he could remember. Then he asked that question. Then Yamaraj himself couldn't answer that question. Then he goes to Brahma and Shiva, and then they all go to Vaikuntha. Then already the soul is gone to Vaikuntha. In that way, that personality also, because of the moments of association of Narada Muni, even Ambaresh Maharaj's brother, then he also got somehow or other purified because of the moments of association of the great devotees. So that's why Shastra is mentioning that faith, how your faith can be formed up, strengthened gradually, that a little bit weak faith to medium faith to strong faith is by in the association of devotees. You hear regularly, associate and serve as whatever you can. At least you just associate, you simply associate and then gradually it will develop. The faith strengthens. That's why Ado Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sango, the association of devotees. Then Bhajana Kriya, that means surrendering to a spiritual master. Then Anartha Nivrutti, then all the unwanted things. By that time, when you see Bhajana Kriya itself, this is the surrendering to a spiritual master. That it means already your impious traits are all done, most of them. Still there are lingering effects are there, in the proclivities within the heart is there, your balance is gone, the balance from your past lives. So when you surrender to spiritual master, because he is taking the karma, but still this life's balance is there, some proclivities within the heart is there. So that is called Anartha Nivurti, after initiation, after surrender. That is Shastra. Ye Brahmande Brahmite Kone, Koi Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Kripa Pai, Bhakti Lata Bij. Only when within this Brahmanda, not everybody is going to come to this platform of Ado Guru Ashrayam, this step there, they will not everybody is going to come to this step. Only for those who have this Sukruti, this Moksha, Bhakti Unmukha Sukruti, by the association of these pure devotees, they got, then Kone Bhagyavan Jeev, that fortunate, that it's not. That fortune means this is what it is. Bhakti Unmukha Sukruti. By somehow or the other, if you associate with pure devotees, we have accumulated, then that's it. Then Krishna will bestow his mercy because of our association with pure devotees. Then we will be able to gradually come to this surrender to a spiritual master. Then he will take away all the sinful activities from the past lives. Then we enter into the Anartha Nivurti stage. Then you have the Nishtha and Ruchi. That's the further stages. So, as you go from this faith, in this case, it has been explained. Yes, you cannot speak to, you are not supposed to speak to the envious people, those who doesn't want to perform austerity, doesn't perform sacrifices. This Atapasaka, he is not my devotee, he is envious, then don't speak to them. That's what Krishna is saying. But in this verse, they have faith. Some people have faith, they are coming. So, because devotees are very merciful, so when they speak, there may be people who doesn't have strong faith, but they are just inclined, positive, think, okay, let me just see what they are doing, what they do in this temple. Then they go and sit there because of, and then once, twice, thrice they come, and then because of the association of pure devotees, gradually they develop this, they get this Bhakti Unmukha Sukruti automatically, because Vasudeva Kataruchi, naturally they will develop a taste, because the pure devotees are carrying Mahat Sevaya, Shan Mahat Sevaya, Punyatirtha Nishevanat, because they are carrying they will take away all your impious credits, they will give this all this Bhakti Unmukha Sukruti into your heart by their association, because they themselves are pure, they are carrying the Lord and the potency. So that's why it mentioned Mahat Sevaya, Punyatirtha Nishevanat. It's like the holy place, they are bringing the holy place is there within their heart. So that way it is so important. I stress again and again. In Bhagavad Gita, the 7th chapter, when Lord is speaking Bhakti Yoga, he is speaking that one must hear among the association of devotees. So if you want to develop Asakti, Asakti stage is at the Nishtha Ruchi Asakti. Before Bhava, ecstatic symptoms, before you get Krishna Prema and Bhava, ecstatic symptoms, and then Krishna Prema is the last stage, final result. But before, 2 steps before that is Asakti. So that's what in the 7.1 verse, Krishna is specifically speaking. Maya Sakta, Asakta. Means if you want to be attached, if you want to really attach to me, Maya Asakta, Mana Partha. Your mind, if you want your mind to be attached to me, then you must hear. Maya Asakta, Mana Partha, Yogam Injan Mat Ashraya. That again, Yogam, you must perform this Bhakti Yoga. Mad Ashraya, that means you must take shelter of the devotees, shelter of the pure devotees. In the association, you must hear. Maya Partha Yogam Indiyam Mada Ashraya Asamsayam Samagram Mam Yata Gnasa Tachrunu. You must hear, O Arjuna, you are telling all the devotees, all the living entities. You must hear among the association of them, taking shelter of the devotees, and then hear about me. Then automatically Asamsayam Samam, without a doubt, Samagrama, you will understand everything about yourself. What exactly is happening, who you are, whether your body or the soul, what rasa, what form we have originally, what is the spiritual form, what is your spiritual relationship with the Supreme Lord, all those will be revealed gradually. So without a doubt, asamsayam samagrama, full, all the detail, full knowledge, so that will be revealed. But you must hear. One qualification you need to do is srunu, tat srunu. You must hear with rapt attention. That is the way foremost and the important and topmost quality. That's why here also you will see what he is saying. Shraddhavan anasuyascha, because you have faith, those who have little faith, they are coming to temple, they are coming to hear. Anasuyascha, they don't have enviousness like the others. Then Shrunuyat, because they are hearing. Because they are hearing, they have little faith, they don't have enviousness of devotees, envious of the Lord, then automatically they are entering into this like Dhruva planet. Where like Dhruva, similar to those kind of planet where pious, this Bhakti Unmukha Sukruti people, they are not the pure devotee yet, but almost just 0.1% or 1-2% left. At the time of Brahma's time is over, then they will enter into the spiritual world. So that is the benefit of even those who are just have little tiny faith. Then this is the benefit of simply associating in the association of devotee. How much benefit is there? That's why in that Bhakti Unmukha Sukruti, and then we understood the 64 items of devotion service, practice of devotion service, where simple things I told, and some are a little bit advanced stage, like first 10 items. There are 3 categories. Rupa Goswami is explaining, our principal Acharya in our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. 64 items. First 10 items, 6 items are surrendering to a spiritual master, taking shelter of spiritual master, asking questions to spiritual master, all those things. And then last 3 are, last one is worshipping the sacred trees like banyan tree and all. And then before one is doing Ekadasi, fasting on Ekadasi days, very important. If you want to perform bhakti, then it is very, very auspicious because you are getting the credits. Just one day if you do, then you are getting a greatest credit. So that is a big advantage, Bhakti Unmukha Sukruti, Ekadasi, and then staying in a holy place like Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwarka. So those are in the first category of 10. These three things are very, very, very easy. Whenever we go to India, we can visit holy places. So this kind of holy place, stay for day or 2 or 3 days at least. It is better always. Even when you come to temple, also don't just disappear. That is mentioned in the next second set of 10 items. What not to do? Many of them, like you must treat with even ordinary dealings. Must be honest. You must be careful. You shouldn't insult or disrespect any living entity. You shouldn't disrespect even demigods. You shouldn't also envious, or you shouldn't offend any devotees who are propagating their life, who have dedicated their life in spreading the glories of the Supreme Lord, offending them, because this is what not to do in those category. So you must not be envious of any living entity. It is mentioned not only demigod, but even any living entity. You shouldn't criticize even other living entities also. This is what not to do. So that is because you are getting the positive qualities. More you become negative, more you are always self-centered, then how you will develop, how will you understand the relation with God. Then, so that's why we worship God, and with understanding that it's not because in the beginning stage what we think, oh, let's go to temple, see God, and then come back. But we are not interested in his devotees understanding the rasa, because when we understand only God and we neglect everything else, then it doesn't help us actually to develop that consciousness. So why we are among the association devotees means because then the devotees have these greatest qualities, always equal to all, always take only positive things. Yes, there may be some who are not yet mature enough, there may be some qualities, but at least the majority of them they will not have enviousness. They will have at least much more pure qualities. The positive quality, they love the Lord, they also love all living, and they try to give, compassionate, give whatever they have, they within their capacity, they try to share with other living entities. In this way, so we get the positive qualities. So that's why it is very important to have not just the Lord when you go to temple, try to also treat the devotees, develop relationship with the devotees in that way. So Lord will like, Lord, it is mentioned, Madhya Adhika, Puja Abhyadhika. So more than my worship, Lord, I like those who are worshipping my devotees. Even Lord Shiva is telling to Parvati Devi, Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnor Aradhanam Param. And then Tasmat Parataram Devi Vishnu Tadiyanam samarchanam. Even further than, more important than worshipping the Lord Vishnu is even worshipping his devotees. Then that is the greatest advantage. That will give even Lord will be pleased. That's why Durvas Muni couldn't do anything to Amrish Maharaj. Otherwise Durvas Muni could go to Vaikuntha. He went to Brahma, Shiva, to even to Vaikuntha. But he couldn't, even Vishnu said, no, I cannot do anything. You have to go back and take the shelter of the Amrish Maharaj because you offended my great devotee. I don't have power. When it comes to my devotees, whatever my devotees say, they are in the power at the time because they are completely dependent on the Supreme. They have so much, love for the Lord. So that's how much Lord cares about the pure devotees. Amrish Maharaj is a pure devotee of the Lord. So Durvas Muni has to come back and then fall at the feet of Amrish Maharaj. Amrish Maharaj was so humble. He thought, no, you are the greatest yogi. I am nothing. In that way, even at that position, at that time also, he didn't get puffed up. So this is the quality of a greatest Vaishnavas. So that's why it is very important to take the association of devotees. And then that way, gradually we understand everything. The Lord also will be very pleased with us, and then we develop positive qualities. Forget about our spiritual progress. At least we develop the positive attitude, positive mentality, and then we take in life, and we'll have enthusiasm. We'll give up lethargy. We'll not too much in sleep and not too much waste time just for frivolous things. Rather, we utilize time efficiently, and then even in our job and everything, we really make so much changes in our lifestyle, in our actions on a day-to-day basis. It helps in everything what we do in life, and how we look at things. Our perspective will change completely. So that's why this Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and the association of devotees all will help tremendously actually. And you get happiness no matter what's going on around you on day-to-day basis. Nothing is going to bother you. You just see the will of providence. You see the Lord's hand in everything, whatever is happening, and you just take it as His mercy, and then you move on. That is the greatest advantage you see in this basically. That's what in this verse specifically, that's what. So the other last 64 items, that first 10 items, second 10 items, and then the last 44 items. In those 44 items, easy ones, you put tilak, 12 places at least you put on the forehead. That represent just a servant of God. You are servant of Krishna. You are representing. The top two lines are one line, left line is Brahma, and the right line is Shiva, and in between is Lord Vishnu resides, where the empty space. We shouldn't put anything in the middle. And the bottom line is leaf is Tulasi. Tulasi is always offered at the lotus feet of the Lord at the bottom. So that's why the Tulasi, that means you are taking the shelter of you are representing, you are servant of Tulsi Mara and servant of pure devotee, so that you can attain the devotion to the Supreme Lord through the great Acharyas, great Mahajanas, Brahma and Shiva. So in this way this tilak represents. So that's what we are wearing this tilak, so that it means we are trying to take shelter of these pure devotees and want to serve the Supreme Lord. So that is one of the item of 44 items. So the many items, you want to learn the dancing in front of the Lord, for the, you want to learn singing for the presence of the Lord, take Charanamrut, and circumambulating the temple 3 times, visit the temple, and taking garlands, offered garlands of the Supreme Lord or flower. You will see this. All these are, it becomes something unique or a little bit wonder, or we never heard. But naturally 20-30 years ago, I remember still all these things we used to do. When you go to temple, I used to visit Ranganayaka Swami temple, Lord Venkateswara temple, all these temples, and then they used to give flower, they used to give Charanamrut, all this Mahaprasad, they used to give all free, no charge, nothing. All this is almost 20-30 years ago. Very simple, and then so much. All this natural process, these 44 items, all those are there. People used to sing, they just sit and sing on harmony or mridanga or tabla. They small, simple kirtans, and with so much loving heart they used to do. So much happiness. That's why they tell when you go to temple, you take always prasad, you take tirtha, Charanamrut, and then you sit down for at least 10, 20, 30 minutes, because Devalaya means it is a place to get liberated. Place to get liberated means not to merge into Brahmana, rather you go to Vaikuntha, to spiritual world. Because that temple means you are sitting, you are associating with the Lord, associating with the devotees, you are getting the benefit. The place is purified, holy place. All these benefits are there. So that's why you must sit, because that has to sink into the heart. So that is why we have to sit. You have to hear the kirtan. You have to hear the Lord, because that whole energy itself is different. Even in the tirtha also, there's so many ingredients they keep in the tirtha. The taste itself is amazing, and then so much power is there, ingredients in so many different ways. The tirtha is also very powerful. Mercy is there, the credits are there, even the taking Charanamrut also. In this way, and then singing for the Lord, dancing in front of the Lord, offering various articles to the Lord, bringing various offerings to the Lord, cooking for the Lord, cleaning the temple for the Lord, and all these special days. Tomorrow is Akshaya Tritiya, very, 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 very auspicious day. Offering some charity, and then engaging in some service, offering prayers on these special days, offering especially special services on these special days, Akshaya Tritiya, Janmashtami, especially Janmashtami is mentioned in the out of 64, and then reading Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting Sankirtan and chanting the holy name of the Lord. So in this way, these 44 items are allowed. And then when the Lord is taken on the possession, like you see in here, it will be only once in a year, but in India it used to happen very regularly, almost every 2-3 months, some festival or other, or actually in some other big temples every day in the evening, as the about sunset or after sunset or about sunset, they used to take the Lord just there within the temple periphery 3 times or so. They take the Lord, and then people follow and perform the kirtan. That is mentioned. And then you are supposed to, and then they announce how much money they have received, how many books are some distributed, whatever. For pleasure of the Lord, they will just mention whatever activities they have done throughout the day or throughout that week. For the pleasure of the Lord, everything is for the pleasure of the Lord. So in this way, all the activities are for pleasing to the Lord. So these 44 items I mentioned, most of them very simple to do, very easy to do. So just a matter of knowing it, and then a matter of putting into practice. Out of these 64 items, the main important, the reading or hearing Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of devotees, chanting, then the association of devotees. So the association of devotees is the first key, chanting is the second, chanting first, and the association of devotees second, Bhagavatam is the third, and then holy places, and surrendering to a spiritual master. But at least first 3 things are very easy: reading and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, associating with devotees, and chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So in this way it becomes very easy. So then naturally our progress, our positive attitude, our perspective of life, what is important, what is not important, how to utilize our money, how to utilize everything for the Lord service, everything for a right cause, where to spend, what to do, everything. Krishna will give intelligence. If that intelligence is not there, then we don't know. Then our mind and intelligence is going to run with it, and then we perform against the scriptural injunctions. So that's where we get into problems. Then we have to take up another birth in another species of life, not even human birth. So that is the danger we enter into. So that's why rather we get the what is the problem? It's nothing difficult. So to just associate with devotees, you are not losing anything, rather you are getting much more credits. And then automatically all other credits are nothing. You perform do this thing, you don't need to read Vishnu Sahasranam, you don't need to do any other mantra, you don't need to do anything else. You simply do this thing, that's it. Because in 8th chapter, attaining the supreme, the last verse, Krishna is mentioned, Vedesh, Yagnesh, Tapassu, Chev, Gnanam, Punya, Palam, Pradishtam, Atyeti Sarvam, Viditva, Eti. So everybody will attain automatically all these results of this reading the Vedas, Yajnas, performing Yajnas, sacrifices, austerity, charity, all the results of these by simply performing Punya Palam Pradishtam, all these results of these activity automatically given for those who are engaged in devotional service. So what else we need? If you already you are getting, then why to do all those? So rather you simply follow this such a simple process. You just need to know, learn day by day, slowly, gradually, step by step. You take it one at a time, whatever within your capacity, depending on time, place, circumstance, your family life, whatever around you, what is happening. Accordingly, you adjust slowly, and then so that way it helps to build a nice relationship, and they all come together, and then you slowly, gradually progress, And then, so it will be a very, very happy situation. So we'll stop here. Any questions? One minute, I'm unmuting, sorry. Any questions?
No questions, sir.
All simple and easy.
No questions, sir.
All good. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Grandaraj. Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Tomorrow Bhagavatam class is at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Thank you.